Matt, you're going from playing like a 8:15 game to an 11 a.m. Do you like playing earlier, or what's that like?
Honestly, in my opinion, I love the early games, and I know the team. A lot of people on the team love the early games because a lot of people are just like, yeah, wake up, do our thing, get right to it. Like it's immediately, it's right off the bat. It's compared to a night game like the other night. We were just sitting there waiting. You got to anticipate it. You're sitting there like, come on, come on, come on. But with the early game, it's just as soon as you wake up, 7 a.m. we wake up right to everything. Everything's rolling from the morning, and we get right to it.
How do you approach that first half of this game, knowing that you'll have to be without Dylan?
Yeah, I don't like it. I like playing next to Dylan. He's a great guy on and off the field, but I have a lot of confidence in Tyrone. He has really good instincts, and he flies to the ball. And I have great confidence that he's gonna do his job, read his keys, and do everything he needs to do to get the job done.
From a vocal perspective, does someone almost have to adjust to filling, you kind of fill Dylan's role and someone else fills your role vocally, and then you can kind of go back to that second half?
Right, yeah. With Dylan out, I know I have to be more vocal out there around everyone. I know when Dylan's out there, it's just like, even when I'm trying to be vocal, he's just like, he's right on it. Like before the formation's even set, he's already knowing what's happening. He's calling it right away. So I just listen, and he sets me up in the best position just to play ball. And with him out, I know I have to talk. I have to do a lot more. I have to step up, communicate more, and just be a better leader on the defense.
What do you see from Texas State? They scored 41 points last week.
Not a lot yet. We haven't really dove too much into them, but from last year, I have a really good idea on them. They're not too complicated. It's really a basic offense, I guess you could say, but I know they have a great running back. I'm pretty sure their quarterback's really good. They got a great wide receiver, but I think we could get the job done, and I think we'll come out here and do it.
Any lessons from that game maybe that you can carry, the game against them last year, that you can carry in, or is that so far?
No, I would just say come out and execute from the start. We came out last year, the big message was we were tiptoeing. Once the game started, we were playing yellow, tiptoeing into really the whole first half, just trying to get comfortable. I say if we just come out feeling comfortable right off the start, do our job, read our keys, every 11 person do their job, we'll come out with the W.
Coach talked yesterday about the fact that, y'all watched the Oklahoma State game Friday and referenced it before. Considering that it was the same result as the Oklahoma State game against BYU, what were you guys able to do last year? What was that big step that you guys took last year post-Oklahoma State that you'll need to do once again this year?
I would say just learning from our mistakes. That first Oklahoma State game, I feel like nobody was on the same page. Players, coaches, as a whole unit, just no one was on the same page. And I feel like that's what it was in this BYU game. I feel like we had a great week of preparation, but we didn't come out and execute. We came out, tiptoed our way into it, and I feel like the environment got the best of a lot of the young people. You look on the sideline, a lot of young people just eyes big. I feel like it was just something new to them. So with that happening, I feel like coming out on these next games, next big environments, they'll be able to handle it better.
What do you feel like Devin Neal is giving y'all on defense?
He's given us great, really everything, great energy, a great aspect on the defense. He's vocal, he communicates, he's real smart. His IQ level it's up there. We just come out every play. He's calling out plays. If Dylan's not communicating, if I'm not communicating, someone's not communicating, you can hear Devin in the back end communicating to all the DBs. So I feel like he's a big leader within the secondary.
Is there anything different about preparing for Texas State when conference plays on the tail end of this one?
You said, do we feel like? Say that one time.
Is there anything different about getting ready for this game with conference play immediately following Saturday?
No, I wouldn't say there's a big difference. I would just say, like I said earlier, just come out every day, know who you're playing, just execute, take it one step at a time, 1% better each and every day. Just do our job, worry about the opponent we have this Saturday, and then next week we'll get to them.
Matt, y'all were still able to hold their running game down, and I think that was kind of a point of emphasis for them to try to establish something there. You take a lot of pride in what y'all been able to do on that end?
Yeah, I take a lot of pride in our front seven. I know our run game. Line us up against anyone in the nation. I have full confidence that they won't be able to rush on our front seven at all.
I asked Matt the same thing, but you're going from an 8:15 kick to an 11 a.m. to one you prefer?
I don't really prefer either or. I'm fine with what they give us. I'm ready to work whenever. I don't like to look at it that way.
How difficult was that, particularly being on the road, having to just sit there and wait though all day long? How difficult was that?
It's natural to be difficult in those situations. Like, we're all human. Just being in one place, of course, like for a long time would be difficult. But we all were focused, just getting prepped, trying to just stay like hungry and just like do what we had to do to work.
Have you been able to see Texas State film yet or anything?
Yeah, we watched a good amount of Texas State film already. When it comes to every opponent, we respect all and fear none. Like, every opponent we come with, like every opponent that comes to play us is another opponent. You got to give them your respect. You can't see the team logo, you can't see the name, because when you disrespect your opponent is when you have your worst games, and we want to respect our opponents. We see a team that loves to do RPOs. They got really good receivers. I'll give them that. They got a solid team. Nothing bad to say about them. But we're taking everything in, looking at their QB play, looking at running back, and just seeing what they give us, reading our keys.
How much do you, or are you able to lean on the experience or what you remember from playing them last year? Or are they pretty different? Are they different than kind of what you remember?
I don't recall them being any more different. They love to do more RPO style of play, and they'll do a little bit of play action. They love to get the run in, like whenever they can. They'll run the ball mostly and just do RPO off it on the back end. Yeah.
Devin, knowing that Dylan's out that first half, do you have to be more vocal, or who does that fall on? Because he's kind of the vocal leader.
Well, he is a very vocal leader. I feel like when it comes to the team, we all got to know our situation, do our part. Like, we're all a team. We all got to just step up, communicate, just reassure one another. Don't let anybody go blind for a play. That's all we got to do.
Are you kind of ready just to play wherever they put you? Because, I know you were practicing a lot at the Star, now you're back at safety. Do you just have to prepare for wherever? Pretty much. That's how our coach wants to make any of the three. We all are taught to like try to learn all three of the safety spots just in case if anybody goes down, because anything happens in a season, like we all see it. We all got to be ready to step up and just do our job and help the guys around us to make plays.
Coach talked about the similarities in terms of the game this past weekend at Oklahoma State last year and how you guys were able to rebound last year and turn it into the season that you did. What were you able to do last year that you guys need to replicate in terms of that bounce back?
Last year in that same situation, just after a loss, like there's two things the team can do: just wilt away or just come together and just rebound stronger. And I feel like in those situations, like we just rebound, like we come together, everybody locks in, just humbles ourselves, knows what the focus is, and we just come back together ready to work. So I feel like we just got to work, put our heads down, do what we got to do, and we'll be straight.
Well, Sqwirl, what did it mean to you for you to be so involved in the running game?
It meant a lot to me just to be able to go out there and help my team and do the best things that I could to put us in position to win.
So you carried the ball 17 times. Do you like that kind of workload? Does that help you get into the groove? Or?
I'm never going to turn down any carries, you prepare every day just as you're the starter, so when they call your number, you're ready to go out there and work. And that's what I was able to do.
With the possibility of not having Tay this weekend, how much more does that put on the rest of you guys at that position?
Losing Tay, it hurts, but everybody in the room, they prepare like the starter. I'm sure everybody in the room is ready to go out there, and if their number's called, they're ready to go out there and play.
What do you see from Texas State's defense?
I think they're a really good defense. They got a couple guys returning, a couple guys that can really go. I like to see how we match up.
obviously this has been more of an opportunity for you to get some, like what John talked about, those 15, 16, 17 carry kind of games. For you, what made you ready for that type of workload this year?
I would just say showing up every day, preparing myself, being in the treatment room, working on my body. So, when I get that opportunity to go out there and get more carries than I usually would receive, that my body's ready to go and it's able to handle it.
You've obviously had to overcome a lot of knee injuries and stuff like that. Has that kind of motivated you to get back on the field?
Yes, I would say so. My health means everything to me, and being able to stay healthy and stay on the field, it means a lot to me to be able to go out there and help my team.
Are you comfortable on that leg? I mean, you feel strong, confident?
Yeah, I went through rehab all last year. I did a lot of rehab this off season, so I feel like it's very strong and a lot more comfortable than I was last year.
And like you can make cuts and that kind of thing?
Yeah, I can make all the cuts that I need to make.
What was that point where you felt fully comfortable again, mentally, trusting that knee?
No, it took a while to get back to that point, but I would say the spring game, it really showed me and gave me my confidence back to get me to the point where I felt like I was ready to go and be able to go out there and do those things that I was able to do before I had that injury.
In terms of, you guys ran the ball a lot against BYU, but maybe weren't as efficient as you guys like to be in terms of yards per carry. How do you guys turn those 2 and 3 yard gains and 6, 7, 8 yard gains consistently?
Being more intentional with our tracks, being more intentional with footwork, going out there. We've been in meeting rooms getting things corrected, so we're going to go out there and fix those things and turn those 2 yards, 3 yards games into 6, 7, and maybe even 40.
How do you feel like Quaylen did out there, and what do you feel like he brings to the team?
Quaylen stepped up big time for us against BYU, and he showed me a lot of things that a lot of guys in the room knew that he can do, but going out there and putting it on film really showed a lot to a lot of people.
Sqwirl, in that situation there, late in regulation, where y'all are close to midfield, you got 3rd and 5 and 4th and 6. Were you wanting to go for it at that point? Coach said even, I think usually the numbers would say go for it.
They have like an analytics chart. They handle all of that. We're just players. If they call it on 4th and 6 and they hand you the ball off, you just got to go get it. That's what it is.
Thanks, Sqwirl.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.